The biggest story we're tracking at this hour: on Saturday, Hamas carried out a surprise large-scale attack on Israeli towns. Palestinian Islamist group Hamas took Israel by surprise, and this is the biggest attack in decades. A sudden assault by gunmen who crossed into the Israeli villages, killed dozens of people and brought hostages back into the Gaza Strip. Our next report gives you more details.
Palestinian Islamist group Hamas rampaged through Israeli towns on Saturday, killing and capturing scores of civilians and soldiers in their biggest surprise attack in decades. The group distributed these videos Saturday from inside an Israeli military camp near the border of Gaza. Reuters couldn't immediately verify the videos, which display what is said to be bodies of Israeli soldiers brought into Gaza by fighters. Israel then responded with massive airstrikes deep inside the coastal enclave that led to the collapse of buildings and vowed unprecedented retaliation. During a security cabinet meeting, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, "Since this morning, the state of Israel has been at war. Our first objective is to clear out enemy forces that infiltrated and restore the security and quiet to the communities that have been attacked. The second objective, at the same time, is to exact an immense price from the enemy within the Gaza Strip too." Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh said the assault that had begun in Gaza would spread to the West Bank and Jerusalem. "This was the morning of defeat and humiliation upon our enemy, its soldiers, and its settlers," he said, adding, "What happened reveals the greatness of our preparation. What happened today reveals the weakness of the enemy." In southern Israel near Gaza, bullet holes filled the windshield of a car as bodies were found nearby, while rockets lit up the night sky as fighting progressed into the night. Hamas said it fired 150 of them toward Tel Aviv in retaliation for the Israeli strike that took down a building.
And for a more comprehensive understanding on this, our correspondent Jody Cohen sends us this report from a bomb shelter. Take a look.
The siren has gone off. I don't know if you can hear in the background what's going on. I'm going into the shelter now, and I expect that it won't just be Renana going into the shelter now. Can somebody just shut the door? Sorry, I'm just absolutely shaking now. We're now in the shelter with my family, and guys, weren't expecting this. This is the we've had, people are in and out of the shelters all day across Israel. I've spoken to people today who have literally spent the whole day in the bomb shelter, spoken to people in Sderot, which is a community bordering Gaza, where they've had non-stop rockets all day, but also dealing with the Hamas infiltrators literally on the streets outside their apartment building. Just heard a thud here that could be of a rocket firing, or that could be of a missile dome intercepting. But yeah, one of the people I spoke to in Sderot is working for the ambulance service, and he said that he spent the entire day going around dealing with people who were injured, but also now collecting bodies from the streets. So it's a very, very serious situation here across Israel. It's a state of emergency.
That was our correspondent in the midst of a war. Earlier, we were joined by John Blaxland, who is an international security expert professor who reflected upon the failure of Israeli intelligence service.
This is a huge disappointment for the, erstwhile lauded intelligence apparatus of Israel. Israeli intelligence has been world-renowned for its expertise in staying one step ahead of its adversaries, and Hamas has humiliated the Israeli intelligence apparatus as a result of this incident. So there's no question that this is deeply humiliating.
He talked to us about former US President Donald Trump's reaction to the attacks.
So the Trump-like accusations against the Biden administration are not surprising. Trump made similar accusations against his predecessor, Barack Obama, for being soft on terrorism and for presenting an image that encouraged reactions from organizations that took advantage of American apparent weakness. But look, it's an easy, cheap shot for the former president to make against President Biden. President Biden's got a lot on his plate. And let's not forget, the Biden government, the Biden administration, and the government in Israel under Benjamin Netanyahu have strained relations. So Trump is a supporter of Netanyahu. He's mindful that, like Golda Meir, who was prime minister in 1973, Netanyahu could suffer significant political damage over this as well, because this happened on his watch. He's supposed to be the strong guy. He's supposed to be the guy who's strong on security and holding back on extremism, and it happened on his watch.